Melissa. How are you? We gotta just wipe the bottoms of all of our pots that we just did, and then we're gonna get into wadding. Yo, Sydney, what's good? You did? Awesome. I'll check it out after this because I can't look at it on the phone that I'm on because the phone that plays music currently, it logs me out to every like social media app I try to sign into. It's really kind of frustrating. So we're gonna try doing the wadding a little differently today. Usually I very meticulously roll out every single piece and stick it onto the pot, like make them, form them, make them nice, let them set up, and then stick them onto the bottom. I'm feeling really lazy today, so we're gonna just see what happens if we just have a globular of it and I just take from it and we work as we go. So I don't know how well that's gonna go. We made them the other day. Remember that's awesome. We made them the other day. We were supposed to be making cups, and I like ran out of steam, and so I made a bunch of little vases instead, or we made a bunch of vases rather. I'm excited for Glorp. I think Glorp's gonna be happy. Maybe. Thanks. I'm not sure what that means, Melissa. What do you mean by stage 3? Okay, so I just have like a stack of wadding here. I'm drying on some plaster, and I bought myself some premium. Look at that, Elmer's glue. We're living the life. It is Godzilla. How'd you know? I don't though. I'm not sure what that is. So, like I said, I want to be lazy about this. So what we're gonna do is dot, dot, dot. Boop. Maybe we'll add a little bit more here. Okay, that'll be box number 1. I'm just gonna start putting them on the shelf to get them out of the way when they're done. Yep, we just went and bought glue. I literally just got back from the hardware store like 5 minutes ago. I never found the glue that I bought last time. I'm sure it will show up, and I'm sure it'll show up tomorrow or something, but whatever. It's like a 5-minute drive to the hardware store from me. It's not a big deal. Sort of annoying, but also, so I just kind of globulated a certain amount of wadding, and we're just going to go until this wadding's out, and then we're done for the day. This is not enough wadding to do everything. But that's okay. Oh man, it'd be cool to have a blast furnace. So the firing for these guys is on the 19th. And I have a group of people coming to fire with me. So just need to get everything done and ready. So by the time they get here, all my stuff's already loaded into the kiln, ready to go. So I can just like focus on helping people. This is my favorite one though. I just added another like cool pattern to his back. Really excited for this little frog. I hope he doesn't break. You know, these cone packs are in like the most aggressive part of the kiln. So there's always a good chance that they'll just get busted. But the reason I wanted to do the wadding this way is that I have a lot of things. I've been making wadding into like specific sizes, and then I realized that my feet aren't the right size. I probably won't live stream this time because I don't generally like to live stream if other people are around, just for like privacy stuff. So usually if I'm in someone else's studio or people are helping me or things like that, I don't live stream. I might. I'll probably post like story updates to my Instagram, but outside of that, I don't think I'll be posting much or doing much in terms of like live streaming. So people get weirdly strange about touching wadding and then touching pieces and stuff because they say it's a resist, and I understand conceptually where they're coming from, but honestly, like my hand's covered in it. I can touch this all I want. You know, it's not going to do anything. You're not going to know. I think it's more, again, a misinformation thing because people just don't want to explain the amount that you can touch a piece to people who are learning how to fire. Well, I don't know what to do for you then. Whoa. That's an urn thing, Melissa. Not necessarily an age-based thing. There's all these like little, what's up, Mena? So all these little things about atmospheric firing that no one kind of thinks about or knows about, I guess. And then I got someone. I think I told you guys the other day. Someone was complaining about my prices, which is crazy because I'm one of the cheaper potters who does atmospheric firing. And it's like if they knew a millimeter or like a milli, whatever of the amount of work for each individual piece, it's like not even about the making. It's like all this extra little stuff. It's like, yeah, I could definitely lower my prices if they were electric fired, but you don't have to do this, and you don't have to cut a cord of wood, and it costs $20 to an electric fees, and you don't have to be there. It's kind of, I don't know. It's criminal. I'm really excited for these little guys. I think atmospheric firing is awesome too. It's just, people, it's, so the wadding is because we're firing a wood kiln, and if you don't do the wadding, all the pieces would just stick directly to the shelf. Yeah, I think it's super cool, but in the grand scheme of things, when you're selling work, people do not care how it was fired. They care about if they like it or not. And if they like it, they'll buy it. And they could care less on the firing. So an increased fee because it was soda fired or wood fired or salt fired means nothing to anybody who's really consuming, unless they're another potter. But there's only so much money you can get out of other potters because we're all poor, But your biggest demographic of consumers as an atmospheric potter are other people who know what atmospheric pottery is. And that's a pretty small percentage of the pottery world in general. Hi, Melissa. What's up, Clay? How are ya? What's new? What's happening? What's going on? I don't know what the percentage would be, but I would guess out of everybody who does pottery, it'd be like about 1 out of every 35 people has ever fired an atmospheric kiln. That's my guess as far as like how often it's happening to people. And then I know people have heard about it sometimes, but it is it's interesting, but it doesn't really increase the value of anything because no one really cares. Which is fine. It's great. It's great for people who don't atmospherically fire, especially. Yeah, I'm glad we did the wads this way instead of rolling them individually because these are such a weirdly small size. I think I would have accidentally made them too large each time, and I would have had to do this anyway. But going back to that whole thing I was saying, like, see how there's wadding all over my hand? People are so anal about touching pots or not touching pots afterward, and they really don't have to be. Like, don't like shove this in there and roll it around in it, but like, you're good. You're not gonna see the difference. It's not gonna be a resist. In all the years I've done atmospheric pottery, I've never seen an instance where that's been an issue. I mean, everybody's actively trying to avoid it, but I've actively, on a few times, tried to touch my pots as much as possible with gross, like, uncleaned, watered hands, and I've not noticed a difference. I'm not, well, that totally makes sense. I mean, I am kind of surprised there are no, I'm sure there's a soda kiln somewhere, right? Something like that. Do you have access to anything atmospherically inclined? Oh, so there like seems to be like two types of waters. People who make balls and then the people who make logs. I'm in the log category of this. They're more time consuming, but cleanup's easier and um, less grinding a lot of the time. Oh damn! You got to build your own. The little mini rocket soda kiln. I want to build one of Kevin Kalowski's kilns. I have an old gas gas soft brick updraft kiln that would be so cool as a converted soda kiln, like a cone 6 soda kiln. I think if I had to move, that's what I would build myself. Gotcha. Well, the positive is that you just need an old electric kiln for them. But I guess, yeah. You could always move them in and out, but I guess if you put it on a trolley too, which would be kind of cool. But oh, I love these little vases. I think when we were making them, I was talking to you guys about how they're my like ideal like little gift thing. So if these don't sell, which I kind of would be shocked if all of them sold, I just take a couple and I use them as gifts for when I go over to people's houses or whatever the case is. And I think about it every time I do wadding, and I say it probably every time I'm doing this, but I've probably made tens and thousands of these little wads at this point. A lot of people use different ingredients for their wadding. I use 50% kaolin, George's Pioneer kaolin, 50% aluminum hydrate. But there are other ones that are more inclined for wood firing, or at least people say that, where they use silica sand and sawdust and things like that. The problem with the ones that have sawdust in them is that they do not age well. So if you make a batch, you have to make it for that specific firing. You can't just kind of let it settle over because it smells rancid. The straw starts just rotting away very quickly. But it does burn out really easily. So I think it's like fire clay and sand and sawdust and silica sand. I know, I have a bunch of different recipes. One of them that was cool was you were making it out of plaster, and you could make your own like seashells out of a plaster and some other stuff, which I thought was really, really cool. And I keep meaning to do it, and then I get so into everything else, and then I lose track of time because there's so much other things to do, so many other things to do. And I have to make the mold, and it just is too much work. But I would like to do that at some point, so maybe we can do that together. Because the only problem with doing the wadding like this is that it dries out, and so I'm losing more wadding than I would normally lose. But whatever. Trying something new. So the kids graduate in 2 days, I think, from the school I work at, and I realized the other day that I've never, in the I don't know, 8 years I've been teaching, I've never gone to a graduation, and so I'm gonna try to go to this one. I think it would be nice. Is what easier? I'm sorry, I forgot what I said. I'm just kind of like talking and my brain's hurting and I'm just saying things. Oh yeah, I could put it on some plastic. It's a very good trick. All good. The wadding is because if you didn't put it on, it would just stick to the shelf. These are all from my wood soda kiln. The thing is, it's like I'm just been flipping it a bunch because some of it's soft and some of it's not. There we go. All right, two more of these guys, and then we can start moving on to cups and things like that. It's exciting. Oh wait, actually, we have the two vases that we did the wax on earlier, and we'll get those after these two. Good wadding makes all the difference, though. You cut corners with it, your pots fall over, it takes more time to grind. It's a serious pain in the butt. Here's our fishy wax one. It's actually not dry enough now. This stuff is so finicky. vase. And then we'll switch over to cups. So I'm going to do just bring a bunch of pieces over here. I'm going to flip them upside down, which I was unable to do in the other one. I'm just going to kind of focus on the smaller ones at the beginning. Nice. How'd you have it? What are we talking? Like a sliced sashimi tuna? Tuna salad? How do people eat tuna? I don't know. I don't know how people eat meat in general. As far as like how do you prepare stuff outside of fish, I guess, that I cook for Olive. Ooh, fancy schmancy. How's the fishing in Ireland? Is it nice out there? You know, rather? Seems like a cool place to go fishing.